Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. One thing is certain, and that is that winning is contagious. You never get enough of it. It's addictive. The more you win, the more you want to win, and the more you can't stand to lose. Well, the Indiana Fever's winning streak came to an end on Tuesday night because the Los Angeles Sparks, well, seems that team has Indiana's number. Not seems like, that's for sure. 3 times Indiana faced Sparks in 2025. 3 times Indiana lost to the Sparks in 2025. We're going to look at a few things in this game, but before we do, I got to say this. I can't stand losing, but I have to say, as was said in the post-game press conference, I'm proud of this Indiana Fever team. Never, ever quit. Never gave up. And at the end of that game, the Los Angeles Sparks and the Los Angeles fans were sweating bullets for sure. And the Indiana Fever fans were hoping and praying and cheering and thinking just maybe we can come back from being 22 down. But alas, it was not meant to be, or we just ran out of time. And that's exactly what happened. We ran out of time, but what a valiant effort it is. The Sparks deserve to win this game. The Sparks were amazing in this game. Why can't Indiana put the Sparks out? Put out the Spark. Matchups sometimes tell the story. You don't win games on paper. You don't win games based on record. You have to show up and compete. And sometimes it comes down to matchups, and it doesn't seem to make sense why you can't get over the hump. But here we are again. I have to say this. There's some beasts on the Sparks. Dearica Hamby is an absolute beast. And I talked a lot about that during Unrivaled. She backs down from no one, and it was very difficult to adjust to the pick and roll between Hamby and Kelsey Plum. Just an absolute beast. And defense for Indiana wasn't what it needed to be. It came down to defense. At the start of the game, oh my goodness, it was like a tennis match. Boom, 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 boom. Raining threes for both teams. But I said at the beginning of the game, this pace, you think, is going to be excellent for Indiana because we want to play fast. We want to play with pace. But here's the thing, and if you've ever played the game or you ever coached the game, you know this is true. You want to make a team play the way you want the team to play. You want to dictate tempo. And so when you know Indiana, you go, okay, they want to play fast. They want to play fast. But what I was saying during the game was that it can end up being out of control and herky-jerky because Los Angeles is pushing. And then Indiana gets a stop, races down to the other court, and there's nothing there. But when the other team is dictating tempo, instead of you saying, okay, there's nothing here, now you got to pull it back, and now we've got to play in the half court. We've got to be smart. We can't allow them to cause us to force bad shots. And we saw some of that in this game. The Sparks had the upper hand dictating tempo in this game. So it was just tiring just to watch. It was fun. I know it was late, and some people in the chat are like, oh my goodness, I hope I'm able to stay awake. This was before it started. Then it started, and we were like, we're not gonna have a problem staying awake. But you have to hand it to the Sparks. Not only Dearica Hamby, not only is she a beast, but Rickea Jackson, sorry, but nobody could handle Rickea Jackson. Nobody. She cooked last night. Azure Stevens knocking down threes. Sometimes you got to look at yourself and go, okay, well, every time you have to look at yourself as a team and say, okay, where did we fall off? What went wrong for us? And it really did come down to defense for Indiana. but you also have to give credit where credit is due. And the Sparks did the thing. Shots falling, pick and roll working. Cameron Brink is back blocking shots. We're going to get to the box score in a moment, but she, even when she doesn't block shots, her length and her shot blocking ability will alter shots. Indiana definitely competed, but passed up some shots at points that was frustrating. So the Sparks have the tie break, have the third straight win. Here's something I learned about myself during this game. I cannot stand flopping. Now, there's a certain amount of drawing fouls that you do in basketball, but Kelsey Plum, straight up flopper. If the pressure's on her, she's going to drop to the ground and the officials are going to bail her out. I don't like it. It gets under my skin. Be a competitor, play the game, stop flopping because your behind is in trouble, and officials wake up to it. Straight up flopping by Kelsey Plum, straight up annoying. Okay, I got that venting out of the way. Now let's go to ESPN and the box score. Then I want to take you into the game, toward the end of the game, and talk a little bit about Lexie Hull and what seems to be going on with her. 91 Indiana, 100 Sparks. Indiana outscored the Sparks in the first quarter 27-26. Second quarter, Sparks came alive, 28 points to Indiana's 16 points. Third quarter, Indiana 21 points, Sparks 22 points. In the fourth quarter, Indiana outscored the Sparks 27-24. And again, went on a vicious run, but ran out of time. So for Indiana, leading scorer Kelsey Mitchell, 34 points with a good field goal percentage. Sometimes she has high points, but the volume of shooting is high and the percentage is not efficient. But she's 11 for 19 here, 7 of 12 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and took care of the basketball with only 2 turnovers. Then you've got 17 points from Natasha Howard, shooting 7 of 12. She also had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. And was that a block or what? Woo! Now let's go to Aaliyah Boston with 15 points. Shooting 6 of 15. She had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block in the game. Let's go down to Ari, who had 15 points, shooting 6 of 13, 3 of 7 from 3, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and only 1 turnover. And then we go to Sophie Cunningham with, she went 3 of 7, 2 of 4 from 3, with 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals. So you've got your starting 5, 4 of your 5 in double digits, and Sophie Cunningham 1 bucket from double digits. The bench, Damaris Dantas with 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist in 6 minutes of play. Now, Dearica Hamby, like I said, 16 points, 8 of 12 from the field. Azure Stevens, 19 points, 7 of 8 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3. Oh my goodness. 25 points from Rakia Jackson on 10 of 18 shooting, 3 of 5 from 3. My goodness. And then 25 also from Kelsey the Flopper Plum on 7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 5 from 3. 11 assists in this game, 1 rebound. And Alaman with 5 points. And then they, assorted points from the bench as well. Sparks shot 56.1% from the field versus 44.2% from Indiana. Sparks shot 50% from 3. Indiana 36.4% from 3. Indiana only had 4 turnovers in this game, which is huge. And it took a while before they even got the 1 turnover. And then you had the Sparks with 11 turnovers from them. 7 blocks from the Sparks. Cameron Brink. Cameron had How many blocks? 5 blocks in this game. 2 came from 2 other people. Cameron Brink, 5 blocks. I'll stop here with that. You get the picture. Kudos to the Sparks. Absolutely deserve to win this game, but I'm not hating on the Fever. 5-game winning streak, nothing to sneeze at. You lose the game. You came back. You came back from 22 down, brought it to 4 points. Hey, you gotta say you're battling, you're fighting. You know how many people would have thrown in the towel? You're down 22 late in the game. So let's go. Let's go Fever. I want to get to the end of the game, and I want to look a little bit at Lexie Hull, who's been in a bit of a slump on the offensive end. You know Lexie's going to play D, but a little bit of an offensive slump, or a lot of an offensive slump, however you want to look at it. But I ain't never going to be too hard on Lexie because she's going to bring it defensively, whether her shot's falling or not. But I questioned her decision-making at the end of the game, where I think it could have been really helpful if she had done things a little bit differently. Okay, a lot differently. So let's take a look at this. Hopefully I'm able to show you this and not get a copyright violation. If YouTube says copyright violation, then I'll have to remove that. And so you won't get to see it, but the link will be in the description of this video, and I'll throw in a couple photos for you. So we are at the end of this game, 4th quarter, 44.8 seconds left in the game. Indiana 91, Sparks 98, 7-point deficit with limited time, but it's doable if you get stops, if you put the ball in the basket, if you play the clock right. As this game winds down, it's doable, but it's going to take everything going the way it needs to go. So here we are with Kelsey Plum. She's got the ball. Indiana desperately needs a stop. Kelsey Mitchell's on Kelsey Plum. Here you have Natasha Howard, who's left. I believe this is Adrienne Stevens, leaves her because we got to get in Kelsey Plum's face. Can't let her just let too much time run off the clock. So you're going to notice you got Lexie Hull all the way over here guarding Rakia Jackson. So let's play this. It's going to be really slow. See what happens. All right, there's Howard. She jumps up trying to obstruct Kelsey Plum's view. Now, keep your eye also on Lexie Hull. Lexie Hull sees that pass being skipped all the way over. She gets in, doesn't get the steal, but gets her hand on it enough to deflect it. And now you got people scrambling for it. And then there's Lexie Hull again. Cookies. She gets it. Now she's pushing the ball. Now I want you to stop. With this 4-on-2 advantage, Lexie Hull has several options. One option is she's got space. She can shoot that ball, but she's been in a slump. So obviously you want to get it to the people who are not in a slump. And you had Ari McDonald and Kelsey knocking down shots in the 4th quarter and just like a minute before that. So, okay, you got a decision. I would have given it over here to Kelsey Mitchell, but she might have thought when she was coming up and seeing what was going on that Kelsey Plum might have been able to step in here. So, hey, Ari's been hot, has knocked down like 2 threes in the last couple minutes or whatever it was. So she decides not to shoot it. She goes over here to Ari. But another option I want you to pay attention over here. Notice that you have Natasha Howard, who's closer to the basket. So she's got Adrienne behind her. So Lexie could have gone the lead pass, the over-the-top pass to Howard for the 2. But you got 37 seconds and you're down 7, and you got 2 hot 3-point shooters over here. So I don't blame her for getting to the shooters. Another option would have been maybe if she could fake over here, and then you got Kelsey Mitchell going back door. But again, why not give the ball for the 3? So that's what she does. She gets it to Ari. Now, Adrienne closes out, so Ari doesn't have anything there. She drives. Nothing. Rakia is behind her, so she kicks it back out to Lexie Hull. This is where Lexie's lack of confidence right now in the slump shows itself, because she really should have stepped into this and hit that shot. And we talked about in the live stream, and we were all saying her confidence. She's been missing a lot of shots, and it's a lack of confidence, I feel, that kept Lexie from shooting that shot. She should have taken the shot. And if she had made that shot, now we're talking it's going to be 94 Indiana, 98 Sparks. And then you play the clock game. You get, after you score, everybody's in denial. You try to get a steal. If not, you get a quick foul. But she passes up the shot. Shouldn't have passed up the shot. She does. Now she dribbles over. And what does she do? It's just nothing going on right now. Hands it off to Air, fakes off to Ari, gets it to Howard. She steps back. They need a shot. She puts the shot up off the front of the iron. Adrienne with the rebound gets it to Plum. And then Lexie's like, wait, we need a foul. We got 21 on the clock almost. And then my video stops here, but she then fouls. And Plum goes down, hits 2 shots, and then now it's a 9-point game. And anyway, the rest is history. And I pointed that out not to throw shade at Lexie Hull, because anybody who plays defense like she does, I don't have too much shade for you. Keep playing defense, but I don't want to see her confidence shot. Excuse the pun. She should have taken that shot. So confidence is really important, because that would have been a huge shot. But of course, it was Lexie's defense that even put them in the position to even have that shot. So it's a loss. It happens. And they've been balling out. They'll continue to ball out, I believe, because the team is gelling. But you got to give the Sparks credit. They deserve the win. Everything seemed to be going for them. So, hey, shout out to the Sparks. But on Thursday, Indiana Fever is scheduled to play the Phoenix Mercury. That'll be interesting once again. Just got them recently. Remember when DeWanna Bonner came to town? I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.